Welcome to The Buzz. I'm Stephanie Haney.
I'm Sophie Flay.
I'm Will Farnsworth. We've got another great show for you today. Let's get things started with this week's Hollywood news.
First up, Kim Kardashian has taken her clothes off again. The reality star posted 2 nude photos of herself on Instagram Monday. The first was one in front of a mirror with nothing but black censor strips covering her and the caption, "When you have nothing to wear, LOL." And the other, a more artistic black and white studio photo with the caption, #liberated. As is the case everything Kim K does, these pictures sparked some ridicule and some support from others. Most notably, Sharon Osbourne and Emily Ratajkowski, who posted naked selfies of their own on Instagram and praised Kim for inspiring them to stand up for themselves and show off pride in their bodies. What do you think?
I bet Kanye West is a very happy man right now.
I know you are, Will.
I just think it's interesting because Kim is posting these pseudo-naked photos. You know, Chelsea Handler has done the same thing, the Free the Nipple campaign. What's the point of Kim posting these photos?
Interesting. Okay.
Empowerment.
We'll have to see.
Attention. We never know with Kim.
Touché. Kesha and Dr. Luke are still in the news, this time about Dr. Luke's career. Reports surfaced Wednesday that Sony Music will be dropping the controversial producer from their label, but a rep for Dr. Luke quickly came out saying there's no indication that Sony Music has any plans to stop working with the producer before his contract expires in 2017. As for Kesha, reps for Sony have said they're doing everything they can to support her under these circumstances, but the bottom line is they have no control over a contract to which they're not a party, referring to the contract between Dr. Luke and Kesha.
First of all, I think this whole thing is a little ridiculous. If she is making these claims and she's not going to win for those anyway, she shouldn't have to work with this guy. Like that.
No. It's just really bad for the record industry overall. I mean, they're facing near imminent death from streaming, and then they have this whole thing.
Oh, exactly.
Well, a lot of people are saying that no matter what happens with Dr. Luke and Sony, his career's done because he hasn't had a lot of success working with men, and no women in the industry are going to want to work with him.
A lot of women also just don't like working with him in general, so.
We'll just have to keep watching to see how it plays out.
Very interesting. She is a 5-time Grand Slam winner and Forbes' highest-earning female athlete, but she could be facing a maximum ban of 4 years from tennis. Maria Sharapova announced on Monday that she failed a drug test after January's Australian Open.
I received a letter from the ITF that I had failed a drug test at the Australian Open. I did fail the test, and I take full responsibility for it.
The drug she tested positive for was meldonium, which she claims she has been taking for health issues for the last 10 years. The drug was added to the World Anti-Doping Agency's list of banned substances this year after it was found to have performance-enhancing properties. No formal disciplinary action has been taken yet, but her sponsors are distancing themselves from the situation. TAG QA decided not to renew their contract with Sharapova, and Nike and Porsche have suspended their relationship until further details are released. A lot is on the line for Sharapova. She has been Forbes' highest-paid female athlete for the past 11 years.
This is nuts. She's the face of tennis. I mean, what does this mean for everyone else? If she really has been taking this drug for 10 years?
10 years.
I mean, why is she getting in trouble for it now?
I mean, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say she really didn't know. She's been taking it for this year.
I agree.
And on January 1st, 2016, this gets added to the list. And I think, you know, there should be some sort of grandfather clause. If she's been taking it before, then she should be exempt from suspension, because this could be very serious. $35 million in Grand Slam titles. She has 5 of them, and she shouldn't have to lose those titles.
I agree.
Well, I don't know if they'll retroactively go back and take her titles away, but I think it's really telling that she came out and introduced this information.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Telling the story.
Guys, I'm sorry. We know we all love Maria Sharapova, but that wraps it up for this week's Hollywood Hot Second.
In this week's round of Trojan Trivia, Dustin Sloan is asking, are they or aren't they supporters of Donald Trump? Play along and see if you're as shocked as we were.
Donald Trump is leading in the GOP polls, but he is certainly not leading among celebrities. Louis C.K. compared him to Hitler, and Miley Cyrus called him a nightmare. However, Donald Trump does have some supporters among the celebrity community, and we're going to see how well our Trojans know Donald supporters in this game of Trojan Trivia, Donald's Defenders.
How about Charlie Sheen?
False.
True.
Yes, he drinks tiger's blood.
I think it's true.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's true.
I'm sticking with false. True.
Yeah, he's a madman.
I feel like it's just something he would do for more attention.
Crazy sticks with crazy.
That one's actually true.
Seriously? Really? No.
How about Hulk Hogan?
Yes.
Oh, true. He's crazy. He's the wrestler, like, oh, with the mustache, really gross, has a mullet.
A lot of the people that are just
They
like
just
a little
seem
bit.
like they're yeah, exactly. So yes, yeah.
That one is true.
Oh my God, Joseph.
I don't know if we should be saying this. We're gonna get like a lot of haters.
How about Kim Kardashian?
False.
I'm gonna go with no.
Oh, absolutely not.
No.
Kanye doesn't support Trump, and she's married to Kanye.
She does not support Donald Trump.
She supports Kanye West for president. She's a different type of crazy. I don't think she's Trump level crazy.
And you are both correct.
Okay, yeah.
How about Tom Brady?
False.
False. Tom Brady better be false.
He's not like eccentric enough
I don't know.
to go out there and support.
It's actually true. Whether you like it or not, it seems like Donald Trump's celebrity supporters are here to stay. Thank you for playing a great game, and I'll see you next time with another fun round of Trojan Trivia.
Our game master Dustin always manages to surprise us. Watch him play along with all of Dustin's games by liking The Buzz on Facebook.
This Tuesday, the Bernie Sanders campaign filed a lawsuit against the Republican Secretary of State in Ohio, John Husted, saying that Husted had unconstitutionally reversed the law that allows 17-year-olds turning 18 by the general election to vote in Ohio presidential primaries. After the lawsuit became public, Bernie tweeted, "Some people say young people are apathetic. It seems to me like they are ready to transform America." In response, Husted assured young voters on Twitter that they can absolutely vote in the March 15th Ohio primary. But why exactly is Bernie Sanders taking this Ohio law so seriously? Well, he wants young people to be as politically involved as possible ahead of the state's primary. Take a look.
If you engage young people in the political process, if they vote when they're young, there is a strong likelihood that they will continue to vote.
Sanders needs young voters to participate, as the primary exit polls and final tallies indicate that most of them support the Sanders campaign. In his most recent victory in Michigan, he collected 85% of the voters from ages 18 to 24 and 75% of the voters from ages 25 to 29. Senator Bernie Sanders prides himself on being a man of inclusion, but look for him to focus on young voters during the last stretch of his campaign. Keep checking into The Buzz every week for your latest inside scoop into American politics.
Welcome back to On the Spot with Stephanie. Today in studio we have multiple award-winning broadcast journalist Judy Mueller and celebrated author and director of the Critical Media Project, Allison Trope, who co-teach a class on news and new media at USC's Annenberg School. These two women, clearly extraordinary in their own right, also have another thing in common. They were both recently diagnosed with breast cancer, and they've started a blog together centered around their journeys. Thank you, ladies, for being here today. I really appreciate you coming. So, how are you doing? How are you holding up?
Well,
here's where
we're
the
not.
comedy begins.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. We're holding up fine. I mean, this is our reality, and we are trying to have the illusion of control over it by writing about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it does help. It helps us keep sane. It helps us inject a little humor into what is not at all a humorous situation. So that's what we're doing.
It's been, for me especially, a big shock because it's just been the last 5 weeks, basically. So, as Judy said, this is like harnessing what little control I have, and it's giving us pleasure, at least me, to write about it because it's sort of so absurd that it becomes funny.
Yeah, it was really Allison's idea to do this blog, if you want to call it that. We're posting on medium.com. Mm-hmm. And once we got into it and we're doing it together every week, it really became the only thing that I looked forward to around this issue because I was getting daily radiation treatments. She's just started chemo. So that's not fun. So having that little slice of our own was nice.
Yeah.
And it was a quick turnaround for you. I mean, you just found out about your diagnosis in November. Allison, you found about yours in February. So it was very quick when you started to write this blog. Mm-hmm. Were you able to share it with your family? Did it help in sharing it with the family? I mean,
I think that's more of a question for Allison because my daughters are grown, and my youngest daughter had breast cancer, and I saw her through that, and it was a very serious breast cancer when she was 30. So we've kind of been down that route. And mine was early and stage 1, and I was lucky. Allison has the tougher stuff because she's got 2 young kids at home, and she's stage 4. Mm-hmm. So it's more aggressive, and she has to talk to her kids about it.
And so I haven't shared with them that I'm writing these articles, although my older son saw it the other day and he said, "Oh, you're writing about that. That's really good." So I don't want him to necessarily read it because I go into more detail than I'm telling him. I'm communicating a lot of these things with him, but not every detail, and not every detail of how I feel. But I think it has helped, sharing it with friends. It's kind of easier than keeping regular updates via emails or texts or things like that. I can just say, here, read what's going on with me.
One centralized place where they can get the information they want about you. Absolutely. Now, Judy, you mentioned using comedy and bringing as much comedy as you can to this. You've used a phrase in the blog, AFGO. Can you tell us that phrase and where that came from?
Well, because we're on television at a student-run network. It's not HBO, but it stands for Another Effin' Growth Opportunity. And I have a friend who used to use that. Oh, it's an AFGO. Another chance to grow spiritually and in all other ways, And it's a bit of a snarky remark, but it is, in fact, another effing growth opportunity. I mean, how you deal with these things in life, help shape you. And we'd like to think we're handling it very well.
I'd say so. I would definitely say so. And Allison, for your part in the blog, you've really focused on experiencing this in your own way because you've taken an adamant stand that you're not going to just put on a happy face for other people's comfort level. How has your support system reacted to that approach?
I think people like it because I think people do feel bad sometimes, and it's okay to wallow, and it's so easy to be quick to say, stay positive, keep your chin up, and all those kind of cliches. And I don't think we take a step back and sort of think about the fact that those cliches are often empty. And so part of what I did, I wore on the first day of chemo a t-shirt that says, "Don't tell me to smile," because I just, felt like I need to wear something on my body that sort of says how I feel. And it had hearts, though, so it was a little balanced. But
she's a communications professor.
Yes, exactly.
She's communicating at all times.
At all times, in all ways. So I think it's more authentic to really say, I appreciate positive thoughts. I'm not telling people not to think positively, but I also want to be able to feel, horrible sometimes.
And very fairly so. Judy, you just finished your last treatment.
Right. I had 21 days straight of radiation, and which is kind of a dehumanizing experience because these guys see, like 20 breasts a day, and you'd kind of like to be the one that's special. But at the end of it, they have a ceremony at the USC Breast Cancer Clinic at Norris where you get to hit a big gong to celebrate that you're done. And so I did that, and I posted it on my Facebook page, and it just was amazing how many people wanted to celebrate that with me, which is the value of social media, of course, is it's just so wonderful. You have to decide ahead of time, how private do I want my life to be? And we've sort of given that one up, as evidenced by our sitting here with you.
Yes, absolutely. And we're very thankful that you're here. And Allison, regarding your treatment, you've written it's very intense. You just had your first treatment, and I think it was 7 hours long.
Yeah.
And you have, I think, 5 more to go. Now, you're doing these 7-hour treatments. You have children. You're teaching. You're writing this blog. How are you handling all of that? How are you doing it all?
Yeah,
how are you doing that?
That's a good feminist question. I'm definitely cutting back on some things with regard to work. I'm still planning on teaching through the end of the semester, but I'm also listening to my body. I'm trying to, if my body doesn't feel like doing something, I'm going to go with what my body says. But it is a hard balancing act. And at one point in the treatment, for 1 hour of the 7 hours, I had to wear oven mitts on my hands with ice. So that my fingernails don't get ridged or black or fall off. We'll see what happens. But, I couldn't even do anything at that point. I mean, I guess I could have watched TV, but it just allows you to kind of take perspective on, everything that you do and sort of appreciate your hands and all the different parts of your body.
And speaking to the fact that you may have to cut back in some ways, when you first found out about Judy's diagnosis, you had offered to step up.
Yeah, thanks.
Help with the class. And now that you've got this new information, you know, how will your class be impacted?
I don't think so. We've got this class down. We had a sort of beta version last year, and we worked out all the wrinkles, and it's really running quite smoothly. And because there's 2 days and 2 professors, if somebody's feeling down, one can pick up, and vice versa. We also have a wonderful couple of wonderful people helping us. So, and everybody's volunteered to help.
It's been amazing.
We've got this faculty's amazing. Yeah. So everybody said, I can teach this, I can teach that, and you know, we're going to be fine.
Yeah, and we have Plan Bs in the wings if we need help. But I taught today, and I just had my first treatment on Friday, and I felt actually pretty good. So I didn't feel great yesterday, but again, taking it one day at a time.
Yeah. Well, we're definitely happy to hear that because you're invaluable to USC students. I mean, Judy, you've helped me workshop a script before. I haven't had the pleasure of working with you, but semester's not over yet. Right. But these ladies do have to get to class. They have a class at 2. We thank you for your time with us today. We really appreciate you sharing this AFGO with all of us today. And you can see all about their treatments, trials, and testimonies on their blog at medium.com/@HER2. Thank you for joining us for On the Spot with Stephanie.
Okay, thanks, Stephanie.
Hey guys, today our lovely co-host Sophie is here with me to talk about some of the top fashion trends for spring break. So let's get to it.
Do it.
And so, okay, so we're starting off with the monokini and the body chain. So one of the top Fashion Week trends that I saw on the runway this year were cutouts, and now the cutout is being transitioned into the monokini, and the monokini is very trendy for spring break.
Yes.
And we love the body chain, which is a great accessory to put over your swimsuit. Very kind of Rihanna, very fun, especially if you're going to Vegas.
But don't forget to take it off before you go in the water, otherwise it's gone.
Oh yeah, you don't want to lose it, and you don't want it to get caught on anything. That's pretty serious.
That would be bad. Some seaweed hanging out.
No. The next thing we have is suede and the
this.
lace-up trend. So the lace-up trend goes with the whole 70s trend that was really popular on the runways, and then also suede. And a lot of people think you can't really wear suede in the spring, but you can, especially in this romper that's from Nasty Gal. So this is very cute, night on the town spring break look.
I love that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then one of the other trends that we saw on the runway this semester or this year were the Victorian blouses. So this blouse is also from Nasty Gal, and it's really cool because it's sheer, and what you can do is untie this, and you can untie the bottom too, and it can double as a cover-up, which I love.
I love that.
Yeah, and you love the sheer because you can kind of see the swimsuit underneath, but you can also wear it out like this and pair it with pants.
A little sneak peek.
Yeah, I like that too. And lastly, one of my favorite looks, you always need a cool maxi dress to wear, and this doubles with the 1970s trend, and it goes with the sheer trend as well. I love it for a great night out, and you could probably also wear that over a swimsuit. I mean, why not?
I guess, yeah.
Go for it. So now that you've got all your looks for break, here's Alexa with some of the must-have things that you need in your carry-on.
Spring break is right around the corner, and whether you're off to Cabo for some fun in the sun or Miami for ultra, a ready-to-go carry-on is essential for smooth travel. What items will you need to pack?
Yeah, definitely going to go with that Z-Quil or NyQuil. No one wants to be awake on those flights, so pop some pills, pass out, you don't hear the screaming lady behind you, the baby crying, none of that.
I usually like to bring my Kindle and earphones.
I can't travel without a hairbrush because if I go anywhere for a long period of time without a hairbrush, my hair just turns into an afro full of dreadlocks.
I can't take flight without my laptop for the necessary movie watching, some chapstick for smooth lips because who doesn't love smooth lips, headphones because everyone needs to listen to music, sunglasses because you're going to be laying by the beach, gum for takeoff and landing, a book for when your laptop will most certainly die, and a sweater because it inevitably gets cold on those flights. So happy spring break travels, everyone, and be safe.
This week, Bill Whitaker from CBS's 60 Minutes visited USC to speak on behalf of the Institute for Diversity and Empowerment at Annenberg. I was lucky enough to sit down with him and get some tricks of the trade.
What you're getting here with all of this technology, you guys are going to be on the forefront of what's to come, and you're well prepared. So learn what we old folks have to teach us and learn all this new stuff, and go out there and take the world by storm.
To catch my 60-minute, moment of fame with Bill Whitaker, go to uscannonburgmedia.com or like The Buzz on Facebook.
Hi, I'm Drew Schroneman, and you're tuned into the US Scene, where we talk about the most exciting events happening around campus. Spring break starts this weekend, so not much is really going on here, but it looks like the Buzz team is ready for a little vacay. So let's find out what our hosts and correspondents are up to next week.
For spring break, I'm going to Jamaica with my girlfriends to celebrate all of our birthdays because we're all Pisces babies.
I will be going to Miami for the first weekend. I'll see you all there, and then I'll be in Palm Beach the rest of the time.
Hey guys, for spring break, I'm going to Vegas for a few days, and then I'm spending the rest of the time in Malibu.
For spring break, I'm going to the Bay to celebrate my 20th birthday. Yay!
For spring break, I am going home and seeing my dog because I miss him so much.
For spring break this year, I'm staying in LA, and my dad is actually coming to visit from New York, which I'm really, really excited about.
For spring break, I am, unfortunately not going to be with Drew, but I am going to London to visit one of my best friends studying abroad, and then going to Dublin for St. Patrick's Day. I'm also legal there, so...
For spring break, my friend from New York is visiting me, and I might go to Miami next weekend, so we'll see. That's it for this week. Have a great spring break.
This week on Pillow Talk, we're bringing you one of the most buzzworthy issues on campus this week, the upcoming impeachment hearing of USC Senator Jacob Ellenhorn.
On Monday, Program Board filed a formal complaint accusing Ellenhorn of abusing his power and misusing his title.
But Ellenhorn, who's also the president of USC's Campus Republicans, says the complaint brought against him is completely unfounded. Annenberg Media got the chance to speak with Ellenhorn on Monday. Here's what he had to say.
The truth is that, yes, I brought controversial speakers to this campus, but that's because intellectual diversity is important. We should be triumphing difference of opinion and not shutting it down. And my club has brought speakers to this campus that people like to hear, people want to listen to. Just because you go to an event doesn't mean you have to agree with the speaker. It just brings a different opinion into the public sphere, which is something that's incredibly important, especially on a college campus. This whole thing is really a conspiracy against me, a conspiracy committed on behalf of Rini Sampith, the president of the student body, Deanna Jimenez, and other individuals in student government who don't like the fact that I've been holding them accountable and asking questions that are making them uncomfortable.
I also think it's important to take into consideration that he holds two offices. He's president of the USC College Republicans and a USG senator. So in what capacity was he bringing these speakers? That's an important question to ask.
Right. I think it's also important because this is getting a lot of press everywhere.
Fox
all over the
News,
world.
USA Today.
And he has a title, and he has to abide by these bylaws that he's technically under. Do you think he is really violating them?
I don't know. Just the way he comes across in that video, I sense he's very self-involved, very arrogant, and there's definitely conflict between him and Rini and Jimenez.
Clearly, yes.
So we don't know what's going on, but we sense there's obvious tension.
Well, the timing of this is also really interesting. He's got 2 weeks left as a USG senator. I actually covered an event that he threw last semester.
Really?
Ben Shapiro. He brought Ben Shapiro, a conservative radio host. So this isn't new information. I mean, why are they bringing this impeachment hearing now?
Very interesting. I mean, he is on his way out as is. I mean, I don't really know what impeaching someone who is graduating this semester means or is going to do. It seems to be more...
It'd be a statement. It'd be a warning to future senators, a warning to future presidents of the USC Republicans.
I mean, I believe that everyone's entitled to their own opinion, absolutely. But is he taking it too far? I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll have to see.
We'll find out on Friday during his impeachment hearing. And with that, thanks for watching. I'm Will Farnsworth.
I'm Sophie Flay.
And I'm Stephanie Haney. We'll see you next week on The Bus. Until then, catch all the latest updates online at uscannonburgmedia.com and like us on Facebook at The Buzz.